Guys, welcome to today's training. I'm here with my girl Jessica Cardinal. What's up, sis?
Hello.
Hi. So guys, welcome to That Freedom Life. Again, if you're here in this group, we are all about health, wealth, financial freedom, abundance, and living your best clean lifestyle, making a lot of money, traveling around the world, and just doing the things that you really want to do and having the things that you want now. Okay, so a couple quick reminders before we jump into today's training. Today's training is going to be about hydration with a plan. We're going to be talking about health. We're going to be talking about water. We're going to be talking about our business and really why we believe that the Enagic water is the best water to hydrate your body and keep your body running in optimal performance levels. Why everyone in America and globally should have one of these in their home, and really the effects of hydration on your body, and how not all water is created equal. Okay, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to drink Brita water, I'm going to be good. I'm going to drink bottled water from the store and I'm going to be healthy and I'm going to be hydrated. We're going to be breaking down today why that is not the case, and why what type of water you drink and input into your body affects everything from sleep, how your organs perform in your body, to how you're able to lose weight and fully function on, again, your optimal health performance levels. Okay. So first and foremost, I just wanted to have Jessica and I have just a brief chat with you guys, since we actually drink this water. I've been drinking this water for 2 years. How long have you been drinking the water?
Probably a year.
Oh, probably a year.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's good. And really just from real world people. So you guys can't see my office right now, but this is actually a half-gallon ball, I guess it's called a ball jug, wide mouth ball jug. I don't know what it's called. And I drink 2 to 3 of these per day of Kangen 9.5 alkaline water. This water is different. It is not the same. Not all water is created equal. And again, we're going to be talking a little bit about our experiences with it, and then we're going to get into some science. We're going to get into some technology and really explain to you guys, again, why this is the best water that you could ever have in your home for your family. Okay, a couple more things before we get started, guys. We are having a business launch masterclass on Friday the 18th at 6 p.m. So you guys are going to want to be here for that. All you need to do is, there's a pinned post in this group. It's the very first video when you first come into the group. There is a Zoom link. If you just click on it, you can register for that masterclass this Friday. And we're going to be breaking down how you make money with this business. Okay. How do you make money? How do you make generational money? How do you make high ticket money? High ticket between $1,250 and $5,000 per sale with Enagic, and we're going to be breaking down how this ties in with the water. But for these next 2 master classes today and tomorrow, we're really going to be focused on the health and wellness aspects of the water and the kinds of things that the water will do for your body, again, with your home and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's what we're going to be focused on today and tomorrow, and then Friday we're going to talk about business.
So good.
So tell me so far, what has been your experiences since you've had the water? I'll talk about mine after, but I wanted to hear from you because everyone's body is different. Yeah. Disclaimer, guys, too, before we get too far down the rabbit hole, these are not medical claims. No. If you're silly enough to think that, then you probably shouldn't be in this group. We can never advise on health concerns or issues, but we can advise on what our bodies have been able to heal from, react to, and our experiences personally drinking the water. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's body will react differently, but just FTC disclaimer, health claims. This is not a health claim. We're just really going to be sharing our experiences from 2 entrepreneurs that are interested in health and wellness and fitness. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, let's proceed.
Now that's out the way.
Yeah, now that's out the way. So tell me what have you experienced so far?
So before I even go into what I've experienced, I think it's important to note that before I found our business and had a conversation with you about the water, I didn't even know that all water was not created equal.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea what was in tap water. I had no idea, the effects of bathing in the water. I had no idea of any of it. The contaminants that I was drinking and giving my kids and my pets and my whole family, So I just want to note that, because I don't think enough people are even just awake to that little fact, right? And so that was a huge wake-up call for me. And then what I've noticed with the water, my favorite thing, Jen asked me this earlier, my favorite thing about the water is I can work out and drink the water. So I like to run, I like to jog. Yep. And so when I would drink, though, because I was dying, I used to slosh in my stomach, and then I'd feel heavy and I couldn't run more. And Kangen water, I can drink a half gallon while I'm at the gym for an hour and not feel it.
Not feel bloated?
No, because it absorbs so much faster, and that's what I love. I don't feel bloated or heavy to get my gallon of water in a day.
Totally.
Aside from that, I think the other really big thing that I've noticed is my skin. I don't break out anymore.
Yeah, I really don't either.
No, sometimes I get
put a mask on.
Yeah, sometimes I get dry, but I think that's just our climate here. Yeah. But I don't get breakouts at all anymore.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
so
a huge,
interesting.
yeah, it's so interesting.
It's definitely one of the side effects for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share a little bit about my experiences so far, and we'll kind of get into today's training, and we'll go ahead and flip around my screen. I'm going to actually get into some of the science with you guys. So one of the first things that I personally noticed was if you guys are not regular when you're going to the bathroom, one of the issues could be that your intestinal tract is chronically dehydrated. Yeah. So 90% of Americans, I can't speak to Europeans or Asians because I've only seen the studies based on the United States, but most Americans, about 90% of us, are walking around chronically dehydrated, which means that affects all parts of your body. And we're going to get into that in today's training. But essentially, if you're not regularly going to the bathroom, that's really bad for your system. It's bad for your immunity. It's bad for your weight loss goals. It's bad for your intestinal tract. It's just bad because your body is holding on to waste that it really needs to release, right? So they say actually after you eat a meal, you're supposed to go to the bathroom. I personally struggled with this for years in my life. I was taking probiotics, I was taking prebiotics, I was taking fiber, and I just always had issues with that. So the biggest thing for me is being able to know that my body is now working fluidly consistently. So I don't go days and days without using the bathroom. I don't have those issues anymore. My skin also cleared up. Yeah. I noticed my skin's a lot more glowy. I'm almost 40 years old and I feel great. I feel fluid. I can go to the gym. I go to CrossFit. I don't have aches and pains around my body anymore. Yeah. Small rashes I used to have, like you see, really dry patches. I don't really get that anymore. And I just noticed that I always feel hydrated. It does absorb right away. So I can drink a half a gallon, go to CrossFit, do box jumps, do heavy weights and things like that. And I don't feel that bloated, heavy water sloshy feeling. Yeah. And I sleep better at night. So those were kind of some of the things that I've noticed about myself, is that I noticed it really affected me that way. And again, everyone is different, guys. We don't really know how it's going to impact you until you start drinking it, because everyone's body is going to react a little bit differently. So guys, I'm going to jump into the training now. We're going to walk through some things together. I'm going to flip around my screen and I'm actually going to share with you guys some of the impacts of this water. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. Let me know if you guys can. Hopefully you guys can. Let's see. Let's see. It's taking a little bit, but that's okay. We'll start to fast forward. Okay. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you're here, obviously you care about your health, you care about your wellness, and you really believe in putting good into your body, right? Again, not all food and not all water is created equal, right? So for example, if you're going to McDonald's every day and you're going to the gym, don't be surprised if you don't lose weight, right? You're putting fuel into your body that's toxic, full of pesticides, chemicals, carcinogens, and all those kinds of things, right? Preservatives. I don't know if you guys have seen the study, but I think that they actually have tracked the fact that McDonald's hamburgers and French fries do not biodegrade or break down. You could literally have a cheeseburger in a wrapper and it will look the same for 10 years, something crazy like that, because there's so many preservative products in a lot of processed foods when you go out to eat and things like that. Now, our water is no different. Like the biggest issue that I find is that people either don't like to drink water because it doesn't taste good, they don't feel like it really hydrates them, or they just don't drink enough water throughout the day to really get their body hydrated and into a healthy state of what's called homeostasis. So homeostasis is when our bodies are really optimized and they're really working on full health as they should, okay? And all of our bodies have the ability to go back to a state of homeostasis, and our bodies always have an opportunity to get back into balance or get back into center, get back into alkalinity with the foods that we eat and the water that we drink. If we're eating a highly acidic diet and we are not working out, we are not drinking good, clean, alkaline water, then obviously our bodies will be out of whack. They'll be in a state of acidity versus alkalinity, and they're not going to be performing at their peak top performance levels, okay? So today what we're gonna be doing, guys, is we're gonna be talking about hydration with a plan for health. Okay, we're not just drinking water because a doctor says to, or trainers, or we're trying to lose weight. We're drinking water to optimize our health, to get to the best result of our body. Okay, if you're an entrepreneur, If you want to be around for your children, if you want to live a healthy, full lifestyle, then the most important thing you can do is focus on your internal health from the inside out. That means what you eat and what you drink. That should be your number one most important thing that you focus on in order to really live that optimized, healthy lifestyle. Okay. So in today's short masterclass, we're going to be discussing again the importance of clean water and hydration to create more energy and more health for you, right? We're going to be talking about the effects of dehydration on the body. We're going to be talking about detoxing and what that means. And we're going to be talking about clean alkaline water versus bottled water, tap water, and mediocrely filtered water. Okay, we're going to be talking about what the differences are. And again, this is all about trying to get your body back into its optimal state of peak performance levels, hydration, and health so that your body can really run as it was intended, right? Like remember when you were 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, your body felt great. You could work out all the time. You felt amazing. We want to get your body optimized. We want it to get back to a place of homeostasis. Okay, so take a look at this slide here for a second. And I think this is so key and so important to actually look at, right? Because our bodies are 60 to 75% made up of water. All right. So when you actually stop and think about that, if you're eating a healthy diet and you are working out or you're with a trainer, you're counting your macros, or really just trying to get healthy and you just really care about your health, the water that you drink or put into your body is the building blocks of your health, okay? Secondary to protein and having the essential vitamins and minerals your body needs to perform, the most important thing you ever could do for your health is have the best quality water in your system because your body's made of it, okay? So again, I just want you to take a pause and really think about that. If you're taking vitamins, supplements, and again, you're eating clean, you're working out, but you're not drinking the best high quality alkaline water, you're really doing your body a disservice. Okay, you are literally doing your body a disservice for so many reasons. We'll talk about a few of them today, but some of them I just want you to take personal note of because I want you to start to think about in your life, in your daily activities, where are you lacking in your health, right? Maybe it is your diet that's off. Maybe it is your exercise routine, your sleep, your stress, your anxiety, but it might just be you need to get clean water into your system to start hydrating and healing and getting back to homeostasis from the inside outwards. All right. So our brain is 83% made up of water. So think about if you're getting headaches, that's typically a sign of chronic dehydration. If you're getting migraines, that can also be a sign of dehydration. If you have brain fog, if you're tired all the time, if you have trouble concentrating or focusing, that could also be a sign of hydration. Our eyes, guys, I remember when I used to use these eye drops all the time, my eyes would get so dry because our eyes are made up of 95% water. Our heart, the biggest muscle that pumps the blood, is 75% made up of water. Our muscles, when you go to the gym and those lactic acids are pushed out of our muscles as we break down those muscle fibers to build new muscle fibers, 75% made up of water. So when you feel that pain after you work out, the best thing you can do is eat protein and rehydrate your body with pure alkaline water. That's going to flush out toxins, flush out lactic acid that is causing that muscle pain. Okay, so one of my key little workout life hacks is that I drink Kangen water and I'm never sore past 2 or 3 days when I do a very intense workout. Whereas before drinking the water, I would be sore for 5, 6, 7 days at a time after a really intense workout session. Now I bounce back much more quickly because my body is hydrated and it's able to cleanse and detox from those lactic acids and those toxins that are being released into my bloodstream when I break down those muscle tissues and fibers. Okay, so something to consider also. Our blood is made up of 94% water, which means this is the life force, right? Our nutrients, our minerals, our vitamins, and hydration that our cells need to survive are all carried throughout our bloodstream. If our blood is filled with dirty, non-alkaline water, if it's filled with acidic properties, acidic water, acidic foods, guess what's being fed to our bodies, right? Acidic things through the bloodstream. Again, we don't want that. Our lungs are 95% water, kidneys, okay? So again, I want you to just think about what type of water are you putting into your body, right? Because two things could be going on. You're putting in the wrong type of water or not enough water, but both of these create dis-ease, okay? And the root of the word disease is dis-ease. Now, the first thing we could ever do to get our bodies back to feeling good is the first step, stay hydrated. Okay, stay super, super hydrated. That's step number one. All right, so next we're going to talk about quality, okay? Now, I don't know about you, but I feel that in today's society, especially with like things that have happened with COVID recently and, a lot more viruses and disease kind of going around, we all want to do our best to protect our families, protect our bodies, and eat clean and just be aware of the things that we're putting into our environment, into our homes, the water, the food, the chemicals we use to clean our homes. All of these things have become really top of mind awareness for a lot of people as they start to look at, okay, what can I do to keep my body healthy? What can I do to build immunity? What can I do to ward off disease, diabetes, these long-term inflammation things? Well, a lot of people turn to eating organic foods, right? Shopping at Whole Foods, looking at labels, understanding again what chemicals and pesticides and toxins are in your cleaning products, what waxes and pesticides are being sprayed on your produce, and even organic produce now has pesticides and waxes on it, right? And this is not just me, this is documented. I remember I was at Whole Foods last night shopping, and they now have a chart that's mandatory for them to disclose to consumers where they actually say what waxes, toxins, chemicals, and pesticides are being sprayed on organic and or non-organic vegetables and fruits. So you're aware that before you put that apple in your mouth, you need to wash it. You need to wash it because if you don't wash it, you're ingesting some of those waxes, pesticides, and chemicals that are typically cancer-causing agents or just really harmful to your body, right? So again, think about this contextually, right? You're spending hundreds of dollars every month on eating clean, buying organic food, cooking your own food, working out, all these kinds of things, but we're not drinking the best high quality water, right? We're not taking into account the building block, the foundation of our body's health. So let's talk a little bit about tap water. Now, it's been a minute since I've really seen anybody do this, but there's still a lot of people that drink out of their refrigerator at home, or they drink out of the tap water. Maybe they have like a Brita filter or some sort of basic filter, but really it's just not going to do the job. It's not going to do what we need it to do. And yes, tap water is healthier than drinking a soda, which is extremely acidic, right? But the problem is it's not regulated. Okay, our tap water sources, we've been able to locate somewhere between 350 to 400 different pollutants in the US tap water supply. I can't speak to Europe or Asia's. I don't have that data. This is just data that I've been able to gather from US sources. But what we know is that a lot of pollutants, chemicals, cancer-causing agents, carcinogens, and hormone disruptors are being linked to very deadly diseases, and they're all found in our tap water supply. Okay, so again, when we're really looking at getting our bodies back into homeostasis, into a healthy state, making sure our bodies are running as they should and that we feel younger, more vitality, more energy, we feel good, we want to look and understand, okay, what's in the food, what's in the water, and what can I do to protect my family, protect myself, and make sure that we have the best quality for ourselves, right? Now, at the current levels of contamination, most people are starting to question this, right? Like you see more and more bottled waters being, marketed every day. There's boxes, containers now, plastic containers, aluminum containers, right? They're trying to package water in different ways to really get the consumer to understand that the water isn't safe. So people buy bottled water. They buy delivered bottles, right? They buy the water because they realize that your quality of water is important, but they don't really understand the science behind it. And again, my goal for you today, if you're here or if you're catching this replay later, is that you just get a really good understanding of what's important with selecting the best quality water and why it matters. Okay, but based on these facts, we're seeing a high and a higher increase in demand for Kangen water, which is our alkaline water system that we're going to be sharing with you over the next couple of days here. So since 2012, the water utilities testing testing facilities have found pollutants in our tap water. Now I'm going to be sharing with you guys a website today where you can actually go type in your own zip code and you can actually see what chemicals tap water that your tap water holds in your municipality. So if you live in a small rural community or a big city, all of this stuff is public record. I actually just got my water quality report from my county a few days ago to check on what was in there because I started to smell something in my hose when I was, spraying my plants outside. It smelled a little like chlorine. So I wanted to check the water supply and see if they had added in any new chemicals into my water. Again, I don't drink this water in my house, but I still want to know what chemicals are being dumped into my local water supply. So this website's going to be really clutch. It's really going to help you to understand, what is in your local water supply so that you can understand it. There's two facets of drinking healthy water. So I want to kind of break that down really quickly just so, we don't get it confused. Having clean filtered water is one thing, which is very important. Having alkaline water that is microclustered, meaning hydrogen rich, meaning it absorbs into the system immediately, is a whole nother thing. Okay, so we don't just want to have filtered water that's contaminant free. We also want to have alkaline microclustered water that carries hydration to the bloodstream through molecular hydrogen, which we're going to be talking a little bit about that here coming up here in just a second, okay? But the disturbing truth of what I find when I look at these websites like ewg.org, which I'll share with you guys in a minute, is there's over 160 to 200 different contaminants in the U.S. tap water that's unregulated, meaning the government is not responsible for what you drink. They're not responsible for giving you clean water, and they really don't care. So it's really important that we as consumers protect ourselves, our families, our children, our loved ones from cancer, harm to the brain, nervous system, and changing developments in being able to produce and have children, fertility, and hormone disruption. Because again, all these unregulated contaminants, these are the side effects that we're seeing when these are consumed long-term in the human body. Okay, so here is an example report from ewg.org, which I'm going to share with you guys in just a second. All you need to do is, again, go to the website, type in your zip code, and you'll be able to see how many contaminants are in that local water supply. And again, keep in mind, most filters like Brita filters and filters that you're going to buy at the store will not remove all of these. They'll remove some of them, but a lot of them do not remove all of them. And again, the water isn't microclustered. It's not alkaline. So it's still very acidic. We don't want our bodies acidic because in an acidic environment, that's where disease grows. So if you've ever heard people talk about you should eat an alkaline diet or incorporate more antioxidant fruits and vegetables such as kale and blueberries, they're talking about eating an alkaline diet to be able to bring the body back into a state from acidity where disease can grow to alkalinity where the body is able to fight naturally against these diseases and these other issues, right? So again, you can see I checked Colorado just for the sake of like a little example to share with you guys. There was 13 chemicals that exceeded the guidelines for what EWG considers to be safe, right? And again, legally does not mean safe, right? Again, because the legal limits for tap water haven't been updated in about 20 years plus. So the best way, again, for us to make sure we're drinking clean water is to make sure we have access to it in our homes. Okay, guys, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys ewg.org. Again, this actually has nothing to do with our business, but this is an independent non-for-profit site where you can go check on your own tap water sources. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to ewg.org and you're going to click on the very top under tap water database and you're going to type in your zip code. So let me see if I can find just a random zip code here. Let me see. 97128. Maybe we can check that one. All right, so let's check just a little city. Okay, so here's a little city that's somewhere close to me, and it serves 33,000 in population. And again, it looks like it hasn't been tested since 2013, and it has a total of 14 total contaminants. But luckily, only 4 of them exceed the EWG guidelines, which is actually quite low. I see a lot more of these with a lot more chemicals and carcinogens. So this water supply is actually not so bad, but they do have chromium, hyaluronic acids, and trimachlorothides, which are all the potential effects when you drink this and it goes into your body is cancer. So you can actually click on these and get more details on what is considered healthy. So the EWG says that 0.02 parts per billion or less in the water supply is considered healthy, whereas this utility has 0.269 parts per billion, okay? The national average is actually almost double that, right? So it's really, really bad. And again, it's not regulated contaminant. So this is legal to be in your water supply, okay? Health risks, it tells you exactly what it does and where does the pollution come from, industry, naturally occurring, and things like that. But this is in the water supply. Okay, and it tells you what this toxin is, and you can read about it, which is a carcinogen, okay, and it's in the drinking water. And you can actually click more and read about it here, or you can read about it here. You can actually read about every single contaminant that's in your water, and you can actually read about what the concerns with it, the exposure, okay, what this exposure can do. And this looks like it causes issues to the liver and the reproductive system and lower body, and it looks like delayed skeletal development of offspring to animals exposed to this chemical in labs. Okay, so this is bad shit. Okay, sorry guys, sorry, but this is just bad stuff, right? And some of this stuff is a little shocking, you know, and my goal is not to scare you, my goal is not to freak you out, but my goal is to help you understand that it's important that we really know what we're putting into our bodies, because we don't want to cause any undue harm because of a lack of education, right? We want to educate ourselves so that we really understand what we're putting into our bodies so we can avoid the bad stuff and do more of the good stuff. Okay, so I pulled this up from WebMD just to give you guys a little bit of another insight as to why alkaline water is important and what it can do for your body. Again, this is not a medical claim. This is documented. You guys can go to WebMD yourself. You can also go to PubMed and read published medical articles about the benefits of drinking alkaline water and the effects it has on the body. Okay, so basically what makes alkaline water different? Like, why would you drink alkaline water? It's a combination of hydrogen and oxygen, right? Our cells in our body need hydrogen and oxygen to function properly. That's why water is called H2O, right? That is the makeup molecules that water actually is made up of. And the pH is going to determine, again, the acidity range of the water. So a low acidic water would be like a low 3, 4, or 5. A higher pH would be 7, 8, 9, and about 10, but we don't drink 10. We really want to stay around a 9 to a 9.5. We want to keep it on the alkaline scale because, again, when you're ingesting and drinking this water, it's going to raise your body's pH to get it back into a good place to balance out the acidity in your lifestyle, you know, toxins you're going to run into in your natural environment, and then eating an acidic diet, which again, acidic is sugar, animal products, meat, cheeses, dairies, and things of that nature. Okay. All right. So we're actually going to take time now. And what we're going to do is we are going to, okay, so here's just three or a couple quick things that it actually says that it does. Okay. So it improves your metabolism, increases your energy, slows aging, improves digestion, and reduces bone loss. Okay, now the reason why it actually starves cancer cells, okay, again, this is not a medical claim. I'm reading this off of WebMD, okay, is because the water acts as a super antioxidant in your body. Okay, so if you've ever heard, free radicals. Free radicals damage your cells, okay? It dehydrates your cells and it strips your cells of vital nutrients and collagen. Now, when you're drinking this alkaline water, it actually slows your aging down because it's protecting everything from free radicals, okay? So it actually helps you to do that. And so many more things, okay, you guys? In fact, I would encourage you guys to come back to this article and really read through all of this because I believe that this will kind of help you get a deep dive understanding. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you guys a really cool video that I absolutely love where this man, he's actually in our business. He drinks Kangen water and he does a really good job of explaining what alkaline water does for the body and why we should all be drinking Kangen water. Okay, so now I'm going to do is I'm going to place video so we can all watch it and really get a deeper dive understanding of why alkaline water is so important to bring our bodies into a health state.
So what the heck is this stuff called Kangen water, and why should you drink it? My name's Logan, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 reasons why I personally drink Kangen water, and hopefully by explaining these different benefits, maybe you decide that you should drink this stuff too. So reason number 1, Kangen water is alkaline. The foods that we eat and the drinks that we drink, they're either acidic or they're alkaline. Most people don't realize it, but they're consuming acidic things on a daily basis. That hamburger, that soda, the french fries, etc. All those different things are acidic, and in an acidic environment, that's when disease can manifest and grow. Whereas in an alkaline environment, diseases have a very hard time of manifesting and growing. So you definitely want your body to be alkaline, but most people are acidic, and that's why we see diseases running rampant right now. So Kangen water, because it's alkaline, it helps balance our body back to homeostasis and become alkaline so diseases don't have the opportunity to manifest and grow. Reason number 2, Kangen water is microclustered. When the water travels through the machine, it's electrified by 8 platinum plates. That process is called electrolysis. There's so much force, so much electricity going through that machine that it changes the molecular structure of the water and makes the water molecules smaller. So the water molecules become microclustered. Imagine it like this. If your cell was a chain link fence and you were trying to throw baseballs through that chain link fence, maybe 1 out of every 10 baseballs would get through. But if you threw golf balls through that chain link fence, you know that you would get at least 8 or 9 or 10 out of 10 of them through if you threw 10. And that's the difference between regular water and microclustered water. If you drink a gallon of regular water, it's going to sit in your stomach and you're going to feel bloated. Whereas when you drink Kangen water, you're getting cellular hydration. So you can drink a gallon of Kangen water and you're not going to feel all bloated and uncomfortable. The water is not going to sit in your stomach. It's actually going to be absorbed on a cellular level and get into your bloodstream and hydrate your brain. And it's so important to get cellular hydration. In fact, about 75% of people, if you go look it up, 75% of people are dehydrated right now. And dehydration is one of the main causes of dis-ease. So you definitely want to get cellular hydration, and the way that you do that is by drinking microclustered Kangen water. Reason number 3, Kangen water is filled with antioxidants. When the water goes through the process of electrolysis, it changes the molecular structure of the water, and it also adds molecular hydrogen to the water. Molecular hydrogen is an antioxidant, and it's extremely potent. An antioxidant reverses oxidization, and oxidization, you definitely do not want that in your body. Oxidization causes aging. It's like when a grape turns into a raisin. Imagine that happens to us. We go from looking young to a raisin, which we turn all shriveled and old, and we don't want that. So we can reverse the oxidization process with antioxidants. That will keep us looking young, and it will keep our bodies functioning at their best. So when you drink Kangen water, you know that you're drinking molecular hydrogen, which is a very, very potent antioxidant, and there are tons of benefits to drinking antioxidants. Reason number 4, Kangen water has the ability to wash off pesticides from your fruits and your vegetables. Guys, I don't know about you, but I personally do not like consuming poison. I had no idea that even on organic food, there was pesticides. Once I started using the 11.5 strong water that the Kangen water machine produces, I started realizing how many pesticides I was consuming. Now, whenever I cook up a meal, I always wash off my vegetables with the 11.5 water, and I watch the water turn yellow from all the pesticides that it's stripping off. And the reason that that's happening is because pesticides are oil-based. Pesticides are oil-based because farmers do not want the pesticides to rinse off when it rains, right? The last thing that you want to do is douse your crops with these expensive pesticides and then have it all rinsed off when the rain comes. So that's why pesticides are oil-based. As we know, water does not mix with oil, but Kangen water does. So when you rinse off your veggies or your fruits with Kangen water, the strong water, the 11.5 pH water produced by the Kangen machine, you will strip off the pesticides from your fruits and veggies, and you will visually see those pesticides in the water. It is absolutely disgusting, and I'm so thankful that I have a Kangen machine because I don't want to consume those poisons. And reason number 5, if you drink Kangen water, you'll most likely save money. See, I was spending $3 to $5 to even sometimes more dollars per day on what I thought was healthy water from Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, but I came to find out that that actually wasn't healthy water. Water that sits in a plastic bottle is not healthy. It's not healthy for the environment, and it's definitely not healthy for you because plastic has all sorts of different carcinogens in it, and when the water sits in those plastic bottles, it actually absorbs all of those chemicals, and then you drink it, and that's not good for your body. So not only was I paying for water that wasn't even good for me, but I was spending so much per month on that water. I was spending $150 to $200+ per month on water bottles. So when I got a Kangen machine, I only had to pay about $130 a month for that Kangen machine, which immediately saved me money. Also on top of that, my Kangen machine was a full tax deduction because that was my barrier of entry to actually start my own business. So yes, my Kangen machine was an actual tax deduction, which is really cool. So today I've gone over 5 reasons why you should drink Kangen water. I understand that getting a Kangen water machine.
Okay, guys, we're not going to get into all of the rest of that right now because we are going to be touching on that in the next few master classes to come. Friday, we're really going to dive into the business side of Enagic, which is Kangen water, which is alkaline water, hydration with a plan, which is what we've been talking about today. So my hope is that you got some value out of today. My hope is that you started to really look at your habits with hydration or your lack of habits with hydration and really caught some nuggets as to the effects of being chronically dehydrated, drinking water that's acidic or just strictly bottled water or filtered water, but that's not alkaline water, that doesn't have these additional health benefits and can help your body to get into homeostasis where it's optimized and performing at its top peak performance levels. Okay, so guys, that is the conclusion for today for Hydration with a Plan. Tomorrow, I want you guys to join us for inflammation in the body, how to naturally, gently detox the body and keep inflammation low, which again, inflammation is one of the #1 causes of things like, Hashimoto's, leaky gut syndrome, skin issues, rashes, psoriasis. It's also issues with digestion. Inflammation can cause all kinds of autoimmune disorders, all kinds of crap in the body, right? So we want to keep our bodies super hydrated. We want to keep our bodies in an anti-inflammatory state, in a state of alkalinity, so it can perform and we can be at our top level at all times, okay? Health is wealth, okay? Without our health, we have nothing. So all the money in the world doesn't matter if we're not healthy and we're not thriving and we're not living our best lives, okay? So guys, I hope you got some nuggets from today. We will be back in this group tomorrow at 1 o'clock PST again. Tag some people in this video that need to see it. Please bring people into this group that need to know about this, okay? Spread the word about this. This is so important for people that you love and care about, okay? And we're spreading the word again about health, wellness, and living freedom, okay? Having that freedom lifestyle. All right, so we'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock PST, and then Friday, don't forget to get signed up for the masterclass at 6 p.m. PST, where we're going to be diving into the business model and how you can make these high-ticket checks and start getting paid between $1,200 and $5,000